Hello and welcome friends. In this particular module, we wish to discuss about municipal solid waste generation by technological and consumptive processes, load count and mass volume analysis for the estimation of the generation and its rate in important cities of India, projected trends and land requirement for Indian cities, factors affecting generation rate, and some of the important issues associated with municipal solid waste generation. As you learn the content, you will be able to explain generation of municipal solid waste by technological and consumptive processes, estimation of municipal solid waste by load count and mass volume analysis, and factors affecting generation rate. In our last presentation, we got acquainted with the functional elements of municipal solid waste management. So, you know now what each of these particular blocks mean, and accordingly, as you see here, we wish to discuss about the first formal step associated with municipal solid waste management in the form of waste generation. The generation of municipal solid waste is the inevitable outcome of all processes associated with any human activity. So, as they use any material, some of that particular material will be wasted and it will be produced in the form of solid waste. The amount of municipal solid waste produced by the residents for their basic activities associated with their living is expressed as mass per capita per unit time, and this is nothing but the generation rate. In general, the generation is based on the economic development, density of the population, size of the urban habitat, consumption rate of the commercial goods, prevailing customs, climatic conditions, living conditions. These are some of the typical factors interfering with this particular solid waste generation. However, municipal solid waste generation differ from place to place and between urban as well as rural areas. Necessarily, it indicates the trend of consumption and production of solid waste in that particular region. Hence, this solid waste generation rates estimate the amount of the waste created by the residences and associated by the activities over the certain amount of time. So, per person, if we consider, it can be kg per capita per day. It can also be expressed for the entire community in the form of total waste of the generated by that particular community over certain time. So say for example that can be considered as metric ton per day, metric ton per year, etc. We wish to have this solid waste generation data in very accurate manner, because this particular data is coupled with the quantity as well as density. As we know, here this particular quantity will be expressed in terms of volume, in terms of say mass. This particular density will be expressed as kg per cubic meter, so it is nothing but the mass per cubic meter. So as we consider this, it is important in assessing the payload capacity of the collection equipment. This collection is very costly affair as far as municipal solid waste management is concerned, and hence the way we get this particular waste generation data in the accurate manner, will be able to work out these particular payload capacities to the required accuracy. Most of the treatment facilities as well as the disposal facilities are also associated with the quantity as well as density of that particular waste. Hence, for planning and designing of any waste treatment facility, the generation data is very important. As we develop the infrastructure associated with this particular solid waste management, we have to monitor prevailing waste management systems, and we have to apply the changes, corrections as and where required in order to have its efficient working. Hence, to monitor the existing municipal solid waste management system, the generation data is very important. Also, the waste generation process itself is very dynamic. Hence, in order to make a regulatory, financial as well as institutional decisions, the data of this particular generation rate is very much important. This particular flow diagram depicts that if we consider this particular, say, societal framework, this particular dotted line, we can assume the separating boundary for this particular society and this environment as a whole. So, we make use of certain raw material which undergoes through this particular technological processes. Certain products are prepared. That products are undergone through these particular consumptive processes. As these particular products become useless, these are transformed into this particular solid waste and these are disposed on the facility in the form of solid waste. So we make use of certain energy, we make use of this particular raw product, we make use of technological processes, we make use of this particular consumptive processes. Each of such steps is associated with the generation of this particular solid waste. If we simply concentrate on the technological processes, we can see here that we acquire certain raw material in order to process certain material, in order to prepare certain product, and ultimately we wish to have that product disposed. The way we discussed on the previous slide, at each of these particular steps, the waste is generated at the raw material step, at the manufacturing step, after the consumption, as well as during the processing, as well as the recovery. Also, as we consider these particular, say, consumptive processes, the consumptive processes will be varying from the type of the source, maybe household, commercial centers, institute. So depending on each of such particular sources, say for example, if we consider simply the packaged products, the nature of that particular packaged product will be varying at each of such places. And accordingly, the generation for each of such sources will be different. Here, as you see, for us, there is a need of food, there is a need of some paper-like resources, certain plastic, e-waste, gadget, and such things. As they are consumed, that are transformed into the variety of the waste, and this will be associated with our consumptive process. This consumptive process is not fixed. It will be changing source-wise, season-wise, and the thing as you see here, the resources that we need can be categorized in numerous ways. Also, there will be change in fashion, there will be change in availability, there will be some new trends, so to say. Even as we consider the recent pandemic situation, here you can see that most of the people are working from their home. And since this particular outbreak of this particular COVID 2019, you can see here that this particular usage of that particular cosmetics, personal care, pharmaceuticals, these e-gadgets, and even this particular say education and say some material associated with these online courses is also increasing. So the generative processes through that particular consumption is also one of the important studies as far as municipal solid waste management is concerned. This particular information of generation we have to quantify. As you saw on the earlier slides, it is being expressed as kg per person per day. As we see this particular say total waste generation, it has to be the sum of waste deposited at certain processing facility, waste finds certain access to these particular unauthorized places, directly at this particular landfill sites, were segregated through these particular end-to-end processes like transfer station or separation processes. As well, here the waste which is not collected at all. So as each of these particular aspects are varied, it is very difficult to arrive at exact figure of waste generation in the city. In our last presentations, while discussing about the physical characterization, we discussed about the methods that we can follow in order to decide the characterization. So in that, we discussed about the material flow approach and site-specific studies. Please note that these approaches are not dealing with the generation studies that are simply meant for understanding this particular characterization. But definitely it can be clubbed with two more approaches which are termed as load count analysis and mass value analysis. Here, in this load count analysis, the quantity is determined on the basis of each load delivered in specific time using the estimated values. Say for example, for a certain facility, if 5 loads are being received for a day, each with 6 cubic meter value, that means the waste being received is 30 cubic meter per day. If the discarded density is 100 kg per cubic meter, we can say that this particular waste is 3000 kg per day. Hence, for the population of 30,000, we can have that particular solid waste generation rate worked out as 0.1 kg per capita per day. Here, we wish to have the mass distribution determined using average density of each component considering the general composition. So while discussing about the physical characterization as well as while discussing about the introduction part, we know what are the various components of municipal solid waste. Is we know about the particle size identification, and hence having the in situ density determined or the typical data that is available with us, we can go for the mass distribution. The second approach is mass value analysis. Here also we do take into the account the loads being delivered in specific time. In addition, we also take into account the mass of each load. Say for example, the way you see here, as certain facility is receiving 5 truck loads per day, and if on an average each truck load has weight of 600 kg, the total waste being received will be 3000 kg per day. As we receive the load, you know the quartering technique, you know the coning technique. So if we are interested in knowing the mass distribution for a particular place, the mass distribution can be actually derived. Otherwise, we can make use of average density values and the composition can be transformed into the respective mass distribution. As this particular generation is the first element of formal municipal solid waste management, it is essential to understand the typical trends that are observed for various regions. Here the first table is depicting certain information associated with the per capita quantity generation for Indian cities. This particular study is giving the data based on the populations. So for the various classification of the cities based on the population less than 0.1 million, 0.1 to 0.5 million, and accordingly here the waste generation rate is seen here. Also, as you consider the data 2004-2005 for selected metro cities such as Kolkata, Chennai, Delhi and Mumbai, here the waste generation is observed to be 0.58, 0.62, 0.57, 0.45 kg per capita per day. This is associated with certain study. As we refer to various literature, the municipal waste generation rate can be seen to be 0.2 to 0.6 kg per capita per day. Whereas these industrial, demolition, street sweepings, institutional loads can be considered here as separate category as far as the waste generation is concerned. Here, as you see, as compared to any of the categories associated with the industry, construction and demolition, street sweepings, institutional, this municipal solid waste could be the major part out of the waste contribution of a particular place. It can also be seen that this particular data is highly variable and this particular say generation cannot be correlated with the population as we see over this particular table. This could be because of the change in the socio-economic conditions as far as each of such places is concerned. Also, here the generation works out to be ranging between 0.0004 to 0.003 kg per capita per day per kilometer square. So as we consider these particular data, based on these here, just we can create some such site, some such, say, one of the interferences. Hence, we can say that the generation has significant impact as far as the population density is concerned. Here, this particular study is depicting the waste generation over India, which are top 10 cities as far as the waste generation is concerned. Here also it can be seen that this particular waste generation is varying in between, say, 0.42 to 0.66 kg per person per day. Place wise, the variation can be easily seen here. The way we considered over the last slide, here the population density is one of the major factors which we thought of as far as this particular waste generation is concerned. So in the similar manner, here the effect is reflected through this particular graph. There is the largest waste generation as far as Chennai is concerned, followed by Delhi and Mumbai. However, as we compare this particular scenario with the other developed regions, here it can be seen that, say, for United States, the waste generation is more than, say, 2.75 kg per person per day. Whereas for Europe, it is slightly above that particular one. So as we consider this US, OECD, Europe, Latin America, Middle East and such regions based on the studies, as far as our Indian conditions are concerned, the average waste generation is 0.5 kg per person per day, which is quite low as compared to these other countries. As we have the waste trends collected over the various years, it can be seen that this particular waste generated is continuously increasing, and the increase is observed to be 5 metric ton per year. So this is what is depicted with the behavioral analysis studies. In relation, as we consider the cumulative land requirement for the disposal of this particular municipal solid waste in kilometers, in 2021, here it is expected, if it is, say, seen to be 400 kilometers squares, as compared to these particular 1997, 2000, 2011 generations. As we consider the trend, there is an increase in demand of 30 square kilometers per year. And as you know, the land is not regenerative resource. We have that particular resource in the limited form. With the increase in population, there will be different kinds of demands for its effective utilization. and hence such kind of the increase per year definitely won't be acceptable. That means here, as far as these particular land requirements associated with the disposal, if we think of simply landfills, definitely we have to consider different technologies so that the requirement of the land will be decreased as far as these particular years are concerned. Here, these particular waste generation studies again can be considered with the various regions as they are projected with the estimated values of 2016. As far as state of Maharashtra is concerned, as the data observed in 2018 is concerned, which was published in the MPCB report of 2019, the total waste generation is 22,570 metric tons per day. This waste, as you see, the major generators are various corporations, whereas the A class cities, B class cities, C class cities and some other regions are not contributing to that extent as far as Indian conditions are concerned. Based on the data that is observed, with the per capita waste generation increasing by 1.3% per annum, the yearly increase in the waste generation is around 5%. So, as we thought of the Indian conditions and the associated increase of 5 metric tons per year, as far as Maharashtra state is concerned, this increase is projected as 5%. We can think of various factors that are affecting this particular solid waste generation rate. It will be varying with the geographical location, season of the year, the collection frequency, whether it is daily, twice a week, weekly, and accordingly. Also, on-site processing, the characteristics of the populace, the extent of this particular source reduction, salvaging and recycling. So if at the source itself the waste generation is reduced through these particular recycling operations as well as salvaging operations, as and if it goes with the public attitude, the waste generation will be considerably reduced. It will also depend the change in habit as well as lifestyle of the people. So as we think of rich people, the waste generation will be higher as compared to the waste being generated with the poor people. Also, if the legislation is strong, if it is being observed strictly, the waste generation will be considerably affected. So, I hope you remember about our initial discussions that according to rules, we are not expected to throw the waste in unauthorized areas in form of, say, open plots, in form of water bodies. However, in spite of that, the waste finds access to such places. That means here, though the legislation provision is there, it is not being implemented to the required extent, and hence this can be treated as one of the major factors affecting the waste generation rate. In light of all the discussion that we had up till now, we can consider some of the important issues as generalized as far as the generation aspect is concerned. Here, waste reaching from various unidentified sources at common place could be individual habitats, unauthorized structures, small shops, construction activities, and such establishments. It cannot be exactly recognized as far as a particular source is concerned. And for a local body, for a urban local body, receiving the variety of such components of solid waste, collecting them, treating them is very difficult task. By and large, though various awareness programs are designed, community awareness program activities are conducted through certain NGOs. By and large, people do not care about the waste generation. As well, many do not take peculiar efforts as far as their disposal is concerned. This being the first step, the people attitude is one of the very important aspects where we need to work in order to reduce the generation of that particular waste. This municipal solid waste, as we discussed, it has got various components. So we know it may include paper, vegetable waste, garden trimmings, textile, and a lot many such things. As you see here, this food waste may decompose over this particular 7 to 14 days, paper may take 10 to 30 days, textile may take 2 to 5 months. These metals 100 to 500 years, whereas plastic and glass, they may take indefinite time. So depending on their decomposition state, their impact will be very different, which can be further clubbed associated with the health, environment, economy, as well as social life. Even these particular impacts can be considered in form of their occupational hazards. So unknowingly, some hazardous waste arising at industrial activity as well as residential activity may access the stream of municipal solid waste, for which the various handlers, the generated itself or the representative of the urban local body gets exposed. Hence, there are certain impacts associated with the chemical as well as even radioactive hazards. As we consider the typical bureaucracy, the institutional mechanism may not be supportive because of lot many factors. The factors already we have discussed at the other part of the presentations, but broadly touching here, certain urban local body may not have the sufficient expertise, they may not be having sufficient money, they may not be having the proper mechanism in order to deal with, and hence the generation itself could be the least priority issue as far as the institutional mechanism is concerned. And because of these particular factors associated, see, collection of the information from the non-point source with the negative attitude of the people, with the impacts yet to be identified as well as experienced, in the absence of appropriate institutional mechanism, the data generated may not be unreliable. The data generated may not be reliable, and as such, if the data is not that reliable, that means we won't be able to decide the proper policy for any of the subsequent elements that we wish to discuss. Hence, these issues are to be studied in depth as far as the generation aspect is concerned. So, thanks for your attention. I hope the points that we discussed are clear to you. So, in the coming presentation, we will discuss about on-site handling and storage. So, bye till then. I wish you very happy learning. Thank you.